Imagine building a professional software tool, one that thinks like a Fortune 500 hiring director,
Right.
not with months of complex coding, but with simple English instructions.
Hmm.
That shift from spending years on syntax to just commanding the machine, that's changing everything about who gets to build things.
It truly is. We're talking about leveraging AI as your architect, your builder, and all of your expert staff rolled into one. We're learning how to get a high-value app from idea to launch in minutes, not months.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we are dissecting a fascinating guide on becoming what it calls a no-code AI architect. Basically, building professional AI applications without writing a single line of traditional code.
And this is a custom deep dive for you, the learner. We are deliberately skipping the confusing technical rabbit holes and just getting straight to the core mechanics.
We'll explore the secret sauce first. So how you train an AI to become a true specialized expert.
All through prompt engineering, yeah.
And then we'll look at the really simple three-step pipeline to get that app live on the internet.
That's Google AI Studio, GitHub, and Vercel.
Our mission today is pretty simple. We want to extract that critical 80-20 knowledge.
Exactly, where 80% of your success is mastering the language to command the machine.
Yeah.
And the other 20 is just connecting those three simple services.
Okay, let's unpack this core idea then. The source immediately highlights just a massive reduction in the barrier to entry for creating an app.
Oh, absolutely. The old way meant learning HTML, CSS, React.
For months.
Months, just to get a basic website interface up the new way.
Yeah.
You design the idea in plain English. You're operating at the level of strategy, not code.
It's the difference between trying to build a house with raw timber versus stacking perfect, prefabricated blocks that the AI has already laid out for you.
A great analogy. You only focus on the blueprint and the function, not the cutting, the measuring, the assembling.
The AI is both the architect and the builder. It's a total abstraction of complexity.
And to make this workflow happen, the guide says you just need 3 things ready to go.
Okay, first up is Google AI Studio. This is the central playground where you design the app's intelligence. It's brain.
Right. And Google AI Studio is really just a tool that lets you talk to Gemini, that's the large language model, to design the app's entire logic. That conversation is the programming.
Then second, you need GitHub.
Which is basically a safe digital filing cabinet for all your project files. It keeps everything organized and ready for deployment.
And finally, Vercel. That's the service that automatically grabs those files from GitHub and puts your app live on the internet 24/7.
So why is choosing this English instruction approach fundamentally better for speed and ideation?
Well, it just bypasses that traditional programming bottleneck. It lets you focus only on solving the user's actual problem.
Yeah. It's a shift from technical fluency being the bottleneck to strategic thinking being the bottleneck, a whole different game.
Here's where the power transfer really happens. This system instruction box in AI Studio, it's the DNA of your AI. It dictates who the AI is, what its mission is, and how it has to behave under all circumstances.
And your success depends entirely on specificity and authority. A short prompt, you get a silly, basic answer. A detailed professional prompt creates a high-value service instantly.
The source gives a great example of the kind of persona you need. You are a senior executive hiring director with 20 years of experience in Fortune 500 companies.
Wow. Okay.
That specific background gives the AI immediate authority in its answers.
And that authority has to be structured. It's not just a vibe. The guide lays out this strict 4-phase workflow.
Phase 1 is non-negotiable data collection. The AI must ask for the user's full name, their education skills, and experience before it starts writing or editing a single thing.
Then phase 2, content optimization. You have to force the AI to use an elevated format like the Harvard Business School style.
And demand those high-impact action verbs. No weak language, never did or helped. You want orchestrated, pioneered, optimized.
Phase 3 is quantifying results. This is what separates a good resume from a great one. The AI has to always try to include real numbers.
Right, like increase team efficiency by 20% or manage a $5 million budget.
And then phase 4, the resume grading. If a file gets uploaded, the AI has to act like a strict critic. It gives a score, 1 to 10, and then exactly 3 clear, actionable steps for improvement.
That attention to detail is so important because AIs, kind of like new employees, They can suffer from something called prompt drift.
Yeah, where the AI slowly starts forgetting the rules you gave it, like a new hire getting a bit lazy or distracted over time.
Exactly.
And look, I'll be honest, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself. It's a constant tuning process. You have to keep refining that initial instruction.
This refinement, this is what people call prompt engineering.
Right.
You're testing your AI employee with different scenarios. Like the source mentions a student who only sold T-shirts online. You have to check if the AI asks for the right details and uses those strong words.
And the source notes that 80% of the app's success comes from this one step. If the AI forgets a rule, you have to go back and add more constraints, like keep your questions short.
So what is the core reason the 80% success rate comes from the prompt and not the code?
Because the prompt defines the professional service. It's what makes the app feel like an expert is helping you instantly.
So we've spent all this time perfecting the brain. Now we need the heart that powers the connection.
And that heart is the API key.
This is a step so many beginners forget, and it just leads to a dead app or a blank page.
Yeah, the API key is your app's unique authentication string. It basically tells Google, hey, this is a legitimate request from a real app. Without it, the whole communication pipeline just fails.
Yeah, you get this long string from AI Studio, you save it safely, and then we can fast forward to deployment on Vercel, the 24/7 hosting platform.
And then this is where about 90% of people make a mistake. It's when they set the environment variables.
You absolutely cannot just paste that secret API key into your public code. That would be a huge security mistake.
A massive one. You have to secure it inside Vercel's settings. An environment variable is just a secure, standard way to do this. It keeps your key from ever being exposed on GitHub or anywhere else.
And when you set this up, you have to type the key name exactly right. It's usually something like Gemini API Key.
Precision is everything there.
And then you paste your long secret code into the value box.
So why is placing the API key in Vercel's environment variable settings so essential?
It safely gives the hosted app its brain, its authentication, without ever exposing that secret key publicly. So we've got the brain perfected and the API key connected. Now we need the part that translates our English instructions into actual live code that Vercel can run.
And this is the part that sounds scary, but the source promises us we don't need to be computer scientists. It's more like saving a file to Google Drive.
Hitting that Save to GitHub button in AI Studio, that's the magic button.
It is.
The AI takes all your instructions and automatically writes professional code for you using a modern framework called next.js. You get to skip all the brackets and semicolons.
This connects you to GitHub, which we said is like a cloud-based digital filing cabinet for your website's code.
Right. And for this, a simple public repository name is fine, like my resume builder.
The key thing to understand is you only need to know about 2 specific files on GitHub to look like an expert.
The first one is what you could call the face of your app. It's usually a file named something like application.Tsx.
And if you want to change the welcome message or the button colors, this is the file you edit.
The second file is the shopping list. It's called package.json.
This file just makes sure the computer downloads all the correct tools and libraries needed to run the app smoothly, so nothing breaks.
Understanding just those 2 files creates a live pipeline. You can edit the files in your GitHub cabinet, and the live website updates automatically.
So what specific file should I edit if I want to change the text on the app's welcome screen?
You'd edit that apppage.tsx file, the one that controls the app's visual face.
Okay, so to make an app people are actually going to use every day, you need those magic moments.
Those moments of pure, undeniable intelligence. For this project, that's the resume grader.
And this moves us beyond simple text in, text out. This is where we leverage vision AI or multimodal support. It's a true game changer because older AI models just couldn't reliably read images or complex PDFs.
Whoa, just pause on that for a second. Imagine scaling that capability.
Right.
Reading billions of complex user files instantly and providing tailored feedback based on the visual layout and the text. That's powerful.
And since most resumes are files, not plain text, the prompt here has to be even more detailed, even more surgical. It has to structure the image analysis process.
Step 1 is OCR extraction. That's reading every single word, including headers and footers. Step 2 is keyword gap analysis, comparing the text against top industry standards.
Looking for both technical skills like Python or SQL and soft skills like leadership.
Then step 3 is the layout audit. It checks for crowding, font consistency, and where information is placed.
And then step 4 is the most critical part. Specific advice to pass the gatekeeper. And for clarity, That gatekeeper is the ATS, the applicant tracking system.
Which is the software companies use to scan and filter resumes automatically.
It's a ruthless digital gatekeeper, so the AI must give, say, 5 specific keywords the user has to add to get past it.
The source also stresses how important clear data presentation is. A long paragraph of criticism is just overwhelming.
It is, so you instruct the AI to generate a markdown comparison table.
Ah, okay.
This visually shows the user's current resume against an ideal version. It makes the feedback instantly scannable and actionable.
So why is the ability to read images and PDFs a game changer for this type of application?
Because most users have files. Vision AI allows the app to critique their real-world documents, making it immediately useful.
We've learned some lessons the hard way about keeping the app staying alive long-term, about reliability and professionalism.
Yeah, first is the reality of free limits. If you're using the free version of AI Studio and too many users hit your site at once, it might just stop.
So you need to build trust. Don't just show a blank screen. You need a gentle message, something like, if the AI is quiet, please wait 1 minute and try again.
And you're handling personal data, resumes. Protecting that user data is absolutely essential to protect your reputation.
And then there's just good user experience. 70% of your users will be on mobile. Is that comparison table responsive? Can you even use the buttons on a small screen? These details define professionalism.
And finally, the loading state. This is so vital. AI takes, what, 5 to 15 seconds to think?
Right. And if the screen is just blank during that time, users assume it's broken and they leave.
You have to include a spinning icon or a message. AI is analyzing your data, something to manage their expectations.
Outside of the AI's intelligence, what is the single most important element for retaining a user during that 5 to 15-second response time?
A clear visual loading state. That spinning icon, it just assures the user the app hasn't broken.
So if we connect all this back to the bigger picture, the lesson seems pretty clear.
Yeah, building a professional app today is 80% prompt engineering, crafting that specific persona and workflow, and maybe 20% simple technical connection.
We used Google AI Studio for the smarts, knowing it has usage limits. We used GitHub for safe file storage, knowing the AI handles the code inside.
And we connected it all to Vercel for fast hosting, with that one critical step of setting up the API key correctly.
The secret to a world-class app isn't complex code anymore. It's specific instruction, using high-impact language and delivering data visually.
So what does this all mean for you? The ability to command an AI with natural language is the new literacy. Your success is now determined by how well you understand a problem and how clearly you can communicate your orders to the machine.
The bottleneck isn't code fluency anymore, it's strategic thinking.
Which really raises an important question. If the machine can write all the code, what kind of human problems are now suddenly solvable? What problems can you tackle now that the technical barrier has all but disappeared?
Start with that resume generator. Every error is just a lesson that moves you toward becoming a real AI pro. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.